Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you every single card in set 1 of Epic Underworlds so far. So if we go to my files and then open, alright, starting with Dino of the Clouds. So Dino of the Clouds is the first card I'm showing you. He's probably just one of the weakest, but he is a cheap card, so that's why he is in the set. And you do have quite a few expensive cards in the set. So when building decks, of course, you do need lower point cards to balance out the higher points to make, of course, the game balanced. That's kind of how I do it, but doesn't have the ability, just normal flavor text. Next, we got the Archmage. Super awesome card. Definitely a good stable card. There's also a whole deck based around him, a whole archetype based around him in set 2 and 3. Yeah, super good card, and he's actually really popular with the PCG community because they've made PCGs on him. He's got some other games and stuff like that. Toten Footman, this guy hasn't seen a lot of play just because there's not really a lot of Toten cards in the game yet. In set 2 and 3 there will be more, but set 4 is really when the Toten archetype's going to get good, but this is just a basic card to start it out. You got Schnoot the Snail. Again, not really used too much, but it is only 3 points and has 4 life, so I think it really should be used a lot more. I think the only turnoff for people is how it has 0 attack, but it is a good blocking card. Econ 7, this is actually a pretty good card. I like how you can, once per game, make it have a 4 attack, 4 life. So that's a good combo you can do. So it's not just limited to the 8 life. Cranton, the best card in the set. You can, well, not the best, but this is one of the best. For draw support, you can combo it really well with Combat Engineer to draw 2 cards, which is super good, but most of the time you're just going to be drawing 1, but still, amazing card. Turret Joe. This card, nobody's really used. I don't know why. It says, when played, flip the top card of your deck face up. It's just a solid 10-point card, but nobody seems to use it just because there's nothing too special. But if you do want to put that in your deck, that's still a good card. Grenfist. First card in the game I ever made for Epic Underworlds. Super good card. You may send this card to the Underworld at any point in the game to bring back 1 card from your discard pile. And you can cancel an attack. Very good. And next we got Kezawat. When played, you may add +2 life to any 1 creature in play. It's really good because at first people didn't think it was as good. And what I mean by people is like the group of like maybe 10 plus friends I have that play test the game and do tournaments. At first, people didn't think this was that good, but then they actually started using it in play, comboing with characters, and it's proven to be a really good card. Thorn Gagon, nothing to say much about this card. Just a solid stat card. Also, guys, set 3 will have digital art. We also just finished the PCG expansion pack, which has all digital art. Booster packs. I just got a PC, as you can tell, but booster packs, all the graphic design and future artwork will be digital art. It's just looking so good, guys. Epic Underworlds is about to be taken to a whole nother level. So yeah, Dubfish, pretty powerful card. I think it's a little too expensive though. Young King Genghis from the Paper Computer Games YouTube channel. This was for a contest I made a while ago. I actually took a picture of the artwork on an old card, and a lot of this artwork is from my old game, Epic Wars TCG. I just modified it, but yeah, super card. Combat Engineer, this is the card you can combo really well with Cranton. Overall, super good card. It's really good in the Shank Tank deck, and yeah, really good card. Turtle Dragon. I really wish the artwork wasn't as blurry. I could always fix that, of course, but I don't have that artwork anymore. I would have to redraw it. But anyways, this is a good card for the Dragon archetype. Not much to say about that. Acid Golem, best card for the Golem archetype right now. I don't like how it can do 1 damage to one of your cards, but other than that, if you play it, you can really strategize with this card to make it worth it. Derpy Golem, it's a meme card. It doesn't have an ability, but it's actually proven to be a really strong card with 8 life. Super hard to get past. Definitely a stable card in many decks. Kingdom Archer. It has the same ability as Orc Archer. Nothing much to say about that. Orc Archer, just like I said, same ability. Kovian Archer. This is an interesting card. Many people like using it because it allows you to draw a card whenever you kill a card, but it does only have 2 attack, so it doesn't happen all too often. It's still a really good card. Hocus Mex number 1. This is the archetype this is the card that started off that whole archetype, that whole meta deck. This is where it starts. It's actually not used as much as it really should be used. Most people don't put it in their Hocus Mech decks, but I actually love it because it can heal my cards. But yeah, not much to say about that card. Spike Serpent, the fan favorite card of the set. So many people, even someone made an action figure of this card. Someone made a Lego action figure of this card. We got so many action figures of Spike Serpent, but this is so awesome to see that so many people love this. I actually made it the pack art, the new updated pack art, which I will show you later. But fantastic card. Devil Root, best creature card to get rid of attachments and terrain cards. This is a stable card in any deck. Unleash Demon, the old cover card. The only reason I didn't make it the new one is because this card just isn't that good. Unless you put it in the Shank tank, it's just not really a good card. Tasmi, this has proven to be very, very good. People combo it well, like just attacking and then finishing cards off with this, so you can gain 5 attack, super powerful. Really like it. Unknown Scout, proven to be an extremely good card. I think the Unknown archetype is going to be one of the best decks in set 4 because they're just so powerful. So really good. Or we got Oladia Warrior. This is just a basic common card, a 5 life, 2 attack. Can't really say it's used. Zencon Wizard, this is actually used quite a bit. It is only 4 points, which is very cheap. And the only drawback is you have to discard a card in your hand to play this card, but that can be positive too. The Cursed Stump, another really good stable card. When this card is killed, you gain 1 point. When I first made this card, I thought nobody was going to use it. Then my friends started putting it in their decks, so I was like, dang, this is a good card. And you guys could even see that on the battle video. That one crazy one I did, I won the game by discarding this card from my hand because I killed it. So really good card. Also, if you guys notice some spelling mistakes, those are being changed. This is just, set 1, so it's what's to be expected. Devil Night Plant, another good card that I didn't know that was going to be that good. It now has a whole archetype surrounded about it, and in set 3 it has, I think, 2 or 3 new support cards, maybe even 4. But yeah, very powerful card. It does take up 2 creature slots, though, but it is a 6/6. Tortal Warrior. Okay, so I haven't play tested this card. I know my friends have been playing this with their decks against each other, but I haven't seen them play it all because sometimes they just play on their own without me there. So they said it's a decent card, but not the best, so I can't really say anything about that. Droplet Scout, ugh. I mean, gosh, you can see that set 1, I was kind of struggling with full arts. Okay, first off, you can hardly even see the text. Yeah, full arts will look much better in future sets, and it has no ability. It's just kind of a meme card, I guess. I thought it would be cool. Melcurl, just another basic no ability creature. You do need those no ability creatures in every sets because also I'm making a no ability deck and a bunch of support cards for that. So of course you're going to see no ability cards in every set because those decks are pretty popular right now. Dust Golem. I think it's a little too expensive. I think if I only would have made it 7 points, I think people would have used it. Other than that, it's a decent card. Dark Wisp. That's how I spell Wisp in my game. That's for the archetype. Like how I spell Spike Serpents with an A at the end. It's just a defining factor, so if you're wondering why, that's why. This is a 2/2, and this card can fly, so it's basically a 3/2. So good. Destroyer Danny. This card is very good. It's strong, but it is kind of weak. So, like, it's strong in attack, but weak in life. It's still used commonly today. Pirate Dragon. One suggested by Kiwi KJ. Pirate Dragon gains 1 damage for every other dragon in play. Good for the dragon archetype. Set 2 doesn't really have any dragon cards, neither does... I guess set 3 has that one I drew on speed art, but other than that, the dragon arc is mainly in set 1, but in set 4 it'll probably get some more support. Deadshot Dan. There was Destroyer Danny, and now there's Deadshot Dan, the cowboy version of him. I think it's kind of a gamble card. But when it does work, it's amazing. It's super fun. I think this is the most fun card to use in the game so far. Or in set 1. Zonkath. Can't say I've play tested this one. This is like one I added to the game late, and I forgot to order the pack, so let me know what you guys think of it. I think it's pretty good. But yeah. Cone Mech. I think its ability is absolutely useless unless you like time it perfectly, like unless you don't need this card to attack. But other than that, well, I don't say that because it is helpful in certain circumstances, but I don't think it's been play tested enough because not many people put in their deck to judge it. Zortaz, highest attack in the game. Sorry it looks a little weird. I had to redo it. But yeah, 10 attack. But it can't attack the rest of the game. Carrot King, this combos really well with Time Frez. I need to change the time Frez to time freeze because I did change time freeze the card to with an E at the end, so that needs to be changed. But otherwise, it's a pretty bad card. Last defense. Nobody uses this. I was thinking this would be like one of the best cards, and for some reason I overhyped it and nobody used it. Hocus Trainer, best card in the Hocus Mech archetype by far. Besides maybe Hocus Mech 2, which can cycle itself, but super powerful. Definitely a staple in any Hocus Mech deck. Mech Spider, basic 2/2 card. Herald the Ghost, another just no ability creature with some cool text. He is part of the lore though, so he's important. Coloton Outpost, I think this card could be good in the future. It can't be exiled, which also means it can't be sent to the underworld, and it's not affected by spell cards, so it's a really good defensive card, I think. Buff. Buff is not used too much. I actually like his ability because whenever he kills a card, he gains a life. So you can make this guy pretty beefy, but usually he's just one-shotted right away. Shank Fish. This is what started the Shank Tank deck. Awesome card. I just love it. But it is kind of breaking the format because it is super powerful. But there are many decks that can beat the Shank Tank, especially in set 3. Set 3 will just make this deck no longer like even close to being the best. It's still a fun card. Gondo Hunter. I actually really love this card. It's really good for punishing your opponent, and I just love the artwork too. Smash of God. This is one I did for Chaos Galaxy Design a Card Art Contest, and I didn't win, so I used this artwork on this game. Same with the Buff. Terrible card. Nobody uses it. It's dreadful. Unknown Blast. This is a damaging card that people actually use. It's a staple card. Does 3 damage. I need to edit that. But it's a really good card. I love it. Victorious Moment. All creatures in play that you control gain 1 permanent life. It's used a little bit. Nothing crazy. Curse of Grim. Same with this card. Okay, so this card actually has a cool history. So it was used a lot when Epic Wars was just coming out, or Epic Underworlds. And then once better cards like that replace this came out, then now it's just been forgotten. Cancel. Still, if you look at set 1 and you see the best stable cards, it would be Cancel, Granton, and Combat Engineer, definitely. But yeah, Cancel, just such a good stable card. Hocus Keychain, not so good. It is good for higher attack creature or higher life creatures, but still, it takes a while to kill them with this. Battle of Coloton, a pretty well-used terrain card in set 1. Set 1 doesn't have too many powerful terrain cards, but this is one of the good ones. Multi-tool. This has actually been in a lot of decks, but most people, I gave my friends decks to test, and most of them just removed this card because it's so bad. It's just not even good. Reign of Death. Okay, so this is an interesting draw support card. I think it's way too expensive. You can draw 2 cards, but then you must discard 2 cards. So it's only helpful if you have a big hand. Terrain Blocker, nobody uses this. They just probably use Devil Root because it counts as a creature. But if you are building a budget deck and you don't have any room for Devil Root, of course you can use this. The Arc Shield, only good for the Archmage deck, otherwise it's terrible. Unknown Teleporter, this is actually an awesome card if you have 3 copies of it. Because usually it doesn't work, but it's a fun card. When it does work, it's just super fun to use because you can take over one of your opponent's creatures, but it is rare that happens. Gondo Power Core, super good attachment card, probably the best attachment card in the set. Even better than some of the epic rares, I would say. It basically allows your opponent to not attack. Drink of the Dragon, destroy target attachment card, way too expensive. Nobody's going to use it in the future of the game. Arxis Trading Post, but I'm not saying these cards are terrible. You can use any of these cards in your decks. The great thing about Epic Underworlds is you can open 2 packs, build a deck, and be ready to play. And then, of course, you can add more packs on. It's not like there's types in this game where you need to build a specific, I'm going to build a white deck, I'm going to build a green deck. You can just use any cards. Of course, you can use archetypes to give it strategy, but other than that, you don't need to buy too many things for it. Arxis Trading Post, I think it's a decent card. Good for if you have a full board state. Otherwise, it's kind of bad if you're on a low comeback side. Gondo Mortar, subtract one of your opponent's points and stun one of their creatures. Very good. Very powerful. Pretty good spell. Nothing crazy, but good. Sword of Redemption. This is the epic rare. One of the epic rares of set 1. When the attached creature dies, return it to your hand. I think this is a better epic rare than the other one. Pretty good. Vega Coins. Yeah, it's good. You can have 3 of these in your deck, gain 3 points. Solid card. Chest cards, best draw support card in the game by far. Set 1 just has amazing draw support. We got Cranton, Comet Engineer, and then we got chest cards. It's only 1 point, guys. I accidentally made it 1 point. I was going to make it 3, but I was like, it's fine to have a good card. It's nothing overpowered that I would need to ban it, but I think a lot of people will use it. Ancient Mosaic. Shuffle your deck and then draw 1 card. I mean, why take this one when you literally have this one? This is only if you're opening packs and you need draw support. You can always have this one. So you do need to put some bad cards in the set. I think that's the only really bad one. Cannon. Discard 2 cards in your hand, and if you did, then destroy target creature. Okay, destruction card. Axe of the Ages. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I can't say it's terrible. It is an epic rare, but the attached creature can attack directly. That's basically the ability Bleed. Nowadays, it's only like a 4-point card, so nothing crazy. Helm of Battle, very good. I thought it was going to be a terrible card, but now it's actually one of the best stable cards for attachments. Bow of Power. Discard cards in your hand. For every 2 cards you discard, gain 1 point. Terrible card, just terrible. Nobody wants to discard the card unless they're using the Shank Tank. The Shank Tank. Battlehorn. I think it's way too expensive, but it can really disrupt your opponent, so it is good for comebacks. Mushroom Shield. The attached creature gains the ability to Bleed. See, this is basically like the epic rare, except 1 point cheaper. Alliance. Both players draw 2 cards. Okay, so this is a good draw support card if you're building a budget deck, but if you're playing competitive, against 3 other people, there is a 4-player mode. This is a terrible card. It just helps your opponent too much. Mushroom Sword. Add the bottom card of your discard pile to your hand. Again, not really good at all. It's a very specific card. Grapple Gun. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You can combo this well. You can return target creature of your opponent's and then attack directly. So it's good to get rid of them, but I think it should only be 1 or 2 points. Comeback Smash. If your opponent has more points than you, do 1 damage to 2 of your opponent's creatures. It's alright. It's better than Smash a God, but not much. Healing Concoction. I don't like this card. Many of my friends do, but I hate it. 1 plate, subtract 1 of your opponent's points, and you may add 1 life to any one of your creatures in play. I think it's way too expensive. Crazy Core. This is one of the cards you can combo with all the no ability cards. 1 plate, all creatures that have an ability take 2 damage. So you'll see meta decks like the Crazy Core deck with a bunch of no ability creatures. Hocus Blade. Attached Hocus creature has the ability Shield. This is such a good card for the Hocus archetype. Used a ton. I think it'll be even more powerful now that the leader comes out. Book of Hocus. All Hocus creatures that play gain the ability Breach. Nobody really uses this card. I do put it in. I'm going to put it in the starter deck just because, it's good for a starting card because you do need to learn all the cards in the game. And it's a terrain, so definitely add that. Samurai of the Shadows. This is my profile picture. I love this card. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite creature cards. People don't think it's that good, but it can attack twice every time it's your turn. It's so fun to play with. Then we got the pack art. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely a step up from the other one, but not as good as set 2 and set 3 pack arts, which I'm redesigning. Insta kill. When your opponent kills one of your creatures, cancel that attack and gain 1 point. Super, super good card. And it's a comeback card, so really fun to use. That's the card back, and that is the complete set 1. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.